Dave Morris here at the Skirvin Hilton alongside Dale Denwalt from the Oklahoman. It's the Oklahoma Press Association meetings, and this morning, Dale, for 2 hours we heard from Governor Mary Fallin, and then the GOP congressional delegation spoke. Let's start with the governor. What did you hear from the governor as she spoke with the media this morning?
Well, the governor talked about education and criminal justice. She said that there were some good things that happened during the legislative session, but there is still more work to be done. Several measures that she really wanted to get through did not get through. And she also talked quite a bit about the budget and how even though there was a lot of work done, we still have more non-recurring revenue that filled our budget gap than we did recurring revenue.
And there was about $100 million this year of supplemental fundings, which means that we will basically have about a $500 million gap starting out next year. And the other thing I want to know about is what, ladies and gentlemen, it's an election year. You're going to be electing a new governor on the statewide elected officials or on the House. We have 45 new legislators that will be, or so they'll be experiencing their first re-election, and you're going to have the Senate up for election. So it's going to be very difficult next year, starting out with such a big budget gap.
She spoke about Oklahoma matters. On the political side of things, the national guys spoke more about what they're seeing in Washington.
That's right. There were some questions about how the President Donald Trump is working with Congress. And, you know, Mark Wayne Mullin is very pleased. He's the representative for Eastern Oklahoma. He's very pleased with how both the White House and the executive agencies are working with Congress now.
I can honestly tell you I'm excited about being up there because we can actually make a difference. And we're making a difference regardless of what the national news is doing it. We're making a difference because the White House is engaged with us on a daily basis. It's rare that we don't see Trump or Pence at the Capitol on a weekly basis. Isn't that right?
Representative Russell also addressed a question about FAA and the privatization of FAA.
He called it a dumb idea, and he got some laughs in the crowd. But you know, he's really working on trying to keep FAA and the air traffic controllers federal employees instead of putting it out to private business. And it kind of seems odd for a Republican to say that, but you know, he sounds like he stands behind the FAA and everybody working at the Mike Mulroney Center.
Even if I didn't agree that this is a dumb idea, I've got 6,500 employees at the Mike Mulroney Center right here in the district who fully understand it. And people will say, well, yeah, but the union agreed that they ought to do this. That doesn't mean that the people did. People are very much against this idea. The other problem that you have is that it is not going to make things safer.
You can find more coverage, political coverage, from this gentleman right here, Dale Denwalt, every day in the Oklahoman and online at newsok.com. You can also follow him on Twitter at Denwalt. Now, from the Oklahoma Press Association meetings this morning, you can watch Governor Fallin's speech and the Q&A in its entirety, as well as the GOP delegation.